Take it from Prime. Commercial rappers wasting time. Take it from Prime. Commercial rappers wasting time. You run for money, we run for truth and justice. We don't butt kiss or let cheeks touch lips. I see blacks murdering blacks, stop the violence, cause it's only you they chase with sirens. Mental Columbus, lost in the sea of reason and thought. Frauds wear the most colors but they don't rap it, and speak so much filth it's septic without tanks. You fell off the righteous boat without planks. To the elders we give thanks and praises with blessings. For quiet wars, quiet weapons. Take out your station when I'm ready spacing. I'm using gravity for navigation. Cross-check Satan, jump your king. Use him as a shield, fade into fog. Knock Robin Hood and Big John off the log. Into fire and brimstone. I'm not physically in Africa, but mentally I'm still home. I know myself, the God in his own reflection of Moore's high priest. Akhenaten, Malcolm and Martin, Selassie I. The list goes on scrolls on walls and temples. My mental doorway is booby trap. Niggas got guns, but they don't know who they should truly clap. Cause they listen to rap, objective distract, so you can't react. Hit or get hit or laid on your back. Take it from Prime, they wasting time. Commercial rappers wasting time. Take it from Prime, they wasting time. Commercial rappers wasting time. Why do we disrespect gays? Cause the world revolves around opposites. Same sex produce no ways. Positive and negative realms, one or the other. Cause if you're playing in between, you're playing yourself. This is why blacks die from blacks are epidemic, making me ask why to the most high. But overstand I can't babysit, I'm on my own vibes. Cause watching you could get my wings split. My last tear dries on the concrete slave ship. Why must black blood drip? Why must you be on a thug tip? If you're bussin' and when boy them come you're running. If you a rude boy tell me why. Dying for Jane and Finch and Regent, but with no rent it's you they gonna eject. You gun toters changed from being loafsters. The real enemy got you living and vex how your mom's living. Some of y'all even bringing up children on these same blocks so they can chop the same rock. Aiming at one another but not aiming at pork chops. We down for revolution, dead prez, hit me. If you're with me, get some knowledge quickly. Cause you know that these times are iffy. Who you gonna trust, me or them? If it comes down to the color of your skin. If you're down then join the army. It's all about freedom. We could die if we try to get it. Everybody dies one day, so I won't sweat it. Commercial rappers wasting time. Take it from Prime, they wasting time. Commercial rappers wasting time. Take it from Prime, commercial rappers wasting time. Take it from Prime, they wasting time. Why you invading my private space? We living in millennium dark ages. Negative energies disguised as shadows in bright places. Pagans, sodomites have a sight full of fright when they spot the Israelite behind the dreads. Eyes red, black fatigues with camel tees. I triggered out the whole team as dolos grip concrete. The Tim's logo is a slave hanging tree, and Nike is run by trannies. Praising evil goddesses from Greece, the swooshes wings, one on both sides. Got blacks branded, walking billboards, forgot they still God. It's not yours, but you're fighting his wars. I salute the red, black, and green and gold, y'all in and out of liquor stores. Giving strength to devils, to occultic holy days. The calendar is a thought challenger to damage your genetic memory bank, which is comedic, which makes you African and free from being lesbians and batimen. My soul is the alien and my body is the spaceship. I've seen clubs shot up and bouncers hit. Black mothers pushing carriages with no marriages. Dear mama, keep your head up. Tap the pineal and you won't feel fed up. Stay red up and focused, looking at that eviction notice. Got some drinking devil's liquids and using syringes. Can't cope and jump off bridges or turn to drugs like Todd Bridges. These stick-up kids pick up bids, but those stuck up never seem to fuck up. Only black faces are screwed in hoodie shadows, getting bucked up or cuffed. They made the big apple the bad apple, rolling up shit's creek with no paddle. I never tied a tail, that's for snitches. Not down for revolution, boy, I get stitches. Instead of putting albums out for slavery, they putting them out for Christmas. Got me wondering, what is this? What I witnessed? What is this? Commercial rappers wasting time. Take it from Prime, they're wasting time. Commercial rappers wasting time. Take it from Prime, they're wasting time. Commercial rappers wasting time. You're selling platinum, you're wasting time. You're selling gold, man, you're wasting time. Yo, midnight, throw the wasting time. Yo, gotta stop listening to commercial rappers. You know what I'm saying? They're just like singing actors, straight up. Singing actors and actresses, commercial rappers, wasting time. Like Simon Phoenix, we leave them on bumper clock mattresses. Commercial rappers wasting time. Yo, Henchmanade, IHF, Millennium Griots, you know what I'm saying? Sheba Storm, yo, Travis A. Blackman, yo, salute the spin, Cold Blue, you know how we do, yeah. Yo, Lousy, Snipe, all the man them in Halifax. My man Naps out in Peterborough. Yo, Lousy, yo, IZ, Trilogy Sound Crew. Yo, my man FP, you know how we do. All the gods, Mirage, Ja Roots, Black Child, Ja Youth, Simon Phoenix, what up? I wanna say big up to my man, you know what I'm saying? All my people that pass away, rest in peace. And that's peace. Taking y'all home, you know what I'm saying? You gotta follow the music. Going back, you gotta remember. There's a lot of stuff that you gotta remember, but yo, I rise with Ra, to Jaja I give praises for guidance and protection in these new ages. For if the enemy does come against us, constant elevation, gain wisdom from the pages of Dr. Ben books and Medu Neda. If you're not overstanding, you gotta get your mind better. Stop understanding, I'm too high for landing. I left the devil's house abandoned and ran outstanding. Not pending like a specialist verse, but don't sweat it. Whether it's first or last, you're gonna get it and I won't regret it. I might laugh on occasion, but I ain't about smiling for revolution and emancipation. We demand respect like bad debt. We will collect or offer, you will accept. Learn, you can't dictate terms. We know the secret. You wanna take me out cause we might leak it, but peep it. The way you want us, we got you. Never thought we will know what you knew. We slew your team in camouflage brown and hunter green. In the shadow, not night, cause the sun always gives light. Like I'm always giving sight to the mind that's blind. And hench always call me prime, giving names are bait. I'm so anti-gay, I only wear a jacket that's straight. I'm sick with it, I make him sick when I spit it. The devil wants me to stop, but I won't quit it. My purpose to make him nervous and speak the truth. This war does not involve troops, just the youths. Listen, it's time to change your ways. We need sun rays, not black on black gunplay and thinking one way. The most high day for rest is Saturday, not Sunday. Only take heed and listen to what some say, cause most said doesn't concern me. I stay red in the most high image with my brethren and sistren. Keep tabs on the news to hear the lies shifting. Planes crash into buildings, children missing. Snipers on the loose, or Gulf War vets that lost their mind. Bin Laden on the cover of Time. I can't believe you're still eating swine. You heard it from Prime. Time waits, not waits. Like Earth, my words cause mental quakes. If I'm moving too fast, apply the brakes. I try to taste the most hot dishes and won't lust riches. I know the knowledge, so I burn Christmas and Thanksgiving. Cause I don't thank you for bringing us here. Your heart is weak, so get off my square. We know too much, my family, you can't come near. Knowledge for blacks is in one and out the other ear. I see cats walking, limping like they pimping. The shame, you're limping with slave train dragging from your brain. Trick knowledge, clouds third eye vision. Like milk cartons, it shows you're missing. With minimal thinking, the secret is they stole to own. Calling condoms pharaohs, living lifeless black scarecrows. You need consciousness. Once you get out of Babylon, we don't need to sweat the bombs and threats. Yo, you need consciousness. Once we get out of Babylon, no need to sweat the bombs and threats. Islam, happy holy day to all the Moors. Peace and love. Kudro Adwa El here. I was doing some revisiting of some past books and something stuck out to me
that I think would put things into a proper perspective for new Moors coming in to the Moorish movement. Now, as Moors, we know that the power that we have as Aboriginal and Indigenous people is the power to define, especially when the preconceived definitions are based in color. So we're going to recalibrate something to put things in proper perspective to show how Moorish science is one in everything, and two, that you people been told about these sellouts and you continue to play this game like sellouts, agents, traders, turncoats, etc. could be in your best interest. So we're going to go to Hip Hop Decoded by the Black Dot. If you never heard about the Black Dot, make sure you go on YouTube and look up his lectures. Make sure you go get his book, Hip Hop Decoded, which is his first book, right? Because remember, we gotta go back to the foundation. And this is chapter 4, Agents of the Matrix. And then we'll, take that MA, change it to MO, MU, right, ME, and put a hyphen at tricks, right? And we know that MO, MU all goes back to more, MR, right? And we'll say agents of the Moortrix. So anytime you hear matrix, think relative to Moors. Think, a system that was created, right, just like the Matrix, but the people who are expressing aren't the creators of it, right? They're coming with a foreign concept and trying to infuse a foreign concept into your thought stream so you can be confused about what Noble Drew Ali brought you and what the whole point of claiming that you're Moorish American, whether you're in the temple or not, is. Alright? Agents of the Matrix. In the year 2006, now keep in mind, we're going back to the timeline of, in 2006, Grand Sheikh Nature El Bay, Asbury Park, Moorish Science Temple of America, was suing the de facto cities for violating his right. Right? So keep in mind the timeline. This is talking about hip-hop, but the timeline is the same as when the agents really started realizing that their time's up and, they better get on their game to start causing confusion again in the minds of the people. 2006, right? Canaanland Moors, we were established 2008. Right? And everybody knows that until Kudro El started putting out all this dirty Moor stuff, that these people were quiet. They weren't talking. They weren't trying to defend their position as Moorish Science Temple of America. Right? How come? Because by us putting certain information out, it's causing the people who were part of that, the Matrix, Moorish, whatever, to realize that something's wrong here. How come I've been in here 20 years and I've heard nothing of what these Moors outside of the temple are teaching inside the temple? How come when we go to Grand Sheiks in our temple, called Moorish Science Temple of America, they're telling us that they can't witness our proclamation papers because Noble Drew Ali didn't bring that? That's called violation of your rights. Keep in mind the timeline, 2006. The year is 2006, and on every corner of every hood and back road through the United States, there are potential agents everywhere. There are potential agents everywhere throughout the United States. Remember, United States is a foreign corporation, just like Moorish Science Temple of America, Inc., reincarnated, naturalized, whatever. Once they say, we're going to sign up to the corporate state oil, don't forget the 501c3s, IRS, Moorish Science Temples. Once they say they're going to, quote unquote, register or have the so-called state, city, or whatever acknowledge them or recognize them, they work on that side. Go back to all the proclamations that all the mayors put out from all these different cities about Moors. They didn't once mention Moorish Science Temple of America. Why? Because that's a foreign jurisdiction to the Moorish nation. Because there are true Moorish Science Temple of Americas and there are fraudulent Moorish Science Temple of Americas. The fraudulent Moorish Science Temple of Americas are strictly moving on, they are part of the United States or the United States of America or the U.S.A. or the U.S. They don't talk about Moorish nation at all. They don't mention Moorish Empire at all. All they talk about is Moorish Science Temple of America. That's it. Those people are the frauds. Because if you're a Moor, trust me, it's way bigger than Moorish Science Temple of America. And hear it from a Grand Sheikh of Moorish Science Temple of America that what Noble Drew Ali brought is bigger, way bigger than the Moorish Science Temple of America. For the record, let the record show. These potential agents pose a great threat to anyone who is in possession or still has access to real hip-hop. And then whenever you hear hip-hop, replace that with Moorish science, because that's the subject matter. Right? That's the mindset. Hip-hop is a mindset. Hip-hop isn't the graffiti artist. Hip-hop is, why was there a graffiti artist? It's about the abstract. Hip-hop isn't about the break dancer. Hip-hop was about where does this person have to be in their mind to come up with these gestures for their body that might be in harmony with things that we see in nature. Right? It's about the abstract. Hip-hop wasn't about what this guy said on the microphone or on an album or on a single or on a CD or on a cassette. It was about the message behind what they were saying. It's not what they dressed like, what kind of car they drove, how much jewelry they had. Because we know that the old school rappers had that, and they weren't rhyming about flossing, having big chains and stuff. That wasn't the predominant thing to talk about. MCs back in the day had Benzes and Lamborghinis and all that. Never did they talk about that. Right? So real hip-hop is in relation to Moorish science. Right? The Matrix, like what the brother is saying, there's potential agents everywhere because you're in the colorable jurisdiction. So color is as color does. Because hip-hop has become colorable, all you see is illusions of what hip-hop really is. But then those who, you know what I mean, don't have blinders, they know that, you know, Wu-Tang's still making albums. Boot Camp's still making albums. You know what I mean? Pete Rock, Premier, these people are still around. There's not, hip-hop's not dead or whatever. It's just not in the open. It's just not made for the people to know that there is an alternative for the BS. There's an alternative for the BS that you see in Moorish Science Temple. You don't have to sit there and take the BS, because we already told you that half these people, 3/4 of these people that claim that they're that, are some type of fraud. They're not actually really what Noble Drew Ali intended of that institution. They're a fiction. Same thing has been done with hip-hop. It has become such a rare commodity that one must move anonymously amongst these programmed hip-hoppers for fear that if their true identity and beliefs are revealed, they will most certainly be attacked by agents in training, driven by the Matrix to believe that the latest version of shit hop downloaded into your thought stream is our salvation. Black Dot's a Moor. He knows that he's a Moor. You don't have to come out and say that he's a Moor. But trust me, brought the brother here 3 times, 4 times, 5, 6, 7 times, because, you know what I mean, for him this is home. He never left here. Just go ask him. Ask him what the vibe was. He came out to Toronto. What's the vibe here? Forget Cujo and whatever. Out here, what's up with out here? He'll tell you himself what's up. Right? Been in the car with him, chilling, building. So trust me, I know he's a Moor. He knows he's a Moor. But again, it comes back to that thing that, you know, because of the stigma of Moorish Science Temple being a church and all this BS, anybody want to be part of that? And then every time they see Moors on the frequency of Cujo or, you know what I mean, Alim Bey, Asir, the Duke of Tears, they always tell those Moors, hey man, keep doing what you're doing, man. The people need what you guys got. Because they're not getting it from those Moors over there in the temple that are pretending that this is some religious whatever. This is not religious. This is not dogma. This is not a church setting. This is about culture. This is not about some program that somebody created and then we as black people are following some program some other people created because we wear fezzes or we wear turbans or we say Islam. It's not, this is way beyond people's comprehension. And why can't they comprehend it? Because they detach from wanting to be Moors. You know what I mean? Like I'm letting the cat out the bag. Black Dot knows he's a Moor. You know what I mean? You don't have to say I'm a Moor and have Bay and all that, because it's a mindset. Dummy. It's not about papers and cards. These wannabe agents will do anything to become agents. And their like-mindedness makes it easy for agents to reach anyone that they deem a threat to the system that has been constructed by the Matrix to keep the illusion going. So, in 1929, when Noble Drew Ali went to Havana, Cuba, and put the Moors on the record as the Moors, How come he didn't say Moorish Science Temple? How come Moorish Science Temple wasn't even brought up? I mean, if he's going to Cuba and Moorish Science Temple is the all and be all, then that should have been mentioned. He shouldn't have been talking about Moorish nation and all that. But certain people who don't study law aren't going to realize that if you're going to deal with other nations, you better not be talking organization. You better be talking nation if you're talking to other nations. So, the wannabe agents will do anything. They're going to tell people that because people said certain things, they got people killed out here. So you can think that, you don't want to be a free Moor. You want to be an enslaved Moor. You want to be a Moor under some grand sheik who's touching boys and stuff like that. That's what you want to be under? You want to be under some porno grand sheiks? You don't want to be under legit grand sheiks who are actually being what they know, not being something other than what they know, or knowing that they know how to be but they choose to be something else. You're going to get with these lames, these agents that would do anything, say anything, put any type of thumbnail together, have their graphic artists make a thumbnail look so good that you have to watch what these guys are saying, when all of them are agents. And not even real agents, wannabe agents. They're not even real agents. They're wannabes. The matrix of hip-hop is just that, an illusion. But our collective mind is being used by the matrix as a vessel to travel faster than the speed of light, bouncing off of similar program minds that enable them to appear everywhere and nowhere at once. The mental influence of these potential agents can be so strong that it can override one's natural instinct and ability to be free and think for themselves. Remember, it's more science that Noble Drew Ali didn't bring. Thinking is a science. Thinking is a science. So you have to go get psychology degree, because thinking is even a science.
Operation Rapper Inquisition, moving through the fakeness, hip-hop matrix vision. Back again in these bars, this is my prison. Walls of these pages with pen shanks I'm scribbling. No visits, lines on paper, concrete walls. My margin is my showers and my washroom stalls. End of the page is when I make parole. Force me to execute rappers, then throw me in the hole. So much soul, the MC not confined. The elements of hip-hop today are not combined. Almost seeing the other side, gotta stay focused. Just gotta let that phone ring and don't lose focus. They can't try to hocus pocus, send rapping jokers with handbags, Gucci purses and chokers. Jeans, wrestler, spandex type, turning youths to robots. If you drink a Sprite, that's not what I say, that's what they do. Use rappers to sell you sneakers and Mountain Dew, flowing like a fountain dew. When you turn the lever, setting the bar for conscious MCs and rapping believers. Trapped with me in these bars, rappers begging for seizures. Hanging rappers with the strongest lines, squirm like leeches. Sentenced to the underground, no one hears their screams. Left right after the math for these black and yellow dreams. What happened to the MCs? Ask yourself. What happened to the DJ? Ask yourself. What happened to the grapher? Ask yourself. What happened to the dancer? Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself.
Check it. Let's open the book of hip-hop and make advances. My supreme knowledge of alchemical sciences only enhances my ability to drop metaphysical answers. When asked about the MC, the DJ, the grapher, the dancers, earth, air, fire, water, all being born to hip-hop. Study hard, you get that. Forget rap, cause it's not. The transformation from lead to gold, from man to God, can be achieved through hip-hop. It's art, the planet's ours. The colors and tones and archetypes will spark the light. Give your third eye a bird's eye, restore the loss of sight. You already lost the fight whenever I come across the mic, because you're dealing with God and you can never exhaust the light. We making the shift from hip-hop to God-hop. It's the return of the ancient ones and we coming non-stop. So when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So I'm here, straight from the boogie down, so have no fear.
What happened to the MCs? Ask yourself. What happened to the DJ? Ask yourself. What happened to the grapher? Ask yourself. What happened to the dancer? Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself. It's only in the underground, unseen but heard. Oracles, words, and metaphoric slurs. Riding on the soothe, the savage beat tones. Paparazzi taking pictures, talking on the phone. Pictures tell 1,000 words. Bus drivers on camera, reading or sleeping while driving on camera. He might even be hammered. It's not even lunch yet. Didn't have breakfast, clock not even punch yet. Send that to the news and post on YouTube. Hits some people get are in the thousands, not few. Charge $1, make $1 million. Set up a website and PayPal, make a killing. Right, psych, that's all just hype. I'm on the streets bringing youth from darkness to light. I'm in their courts, not playing ball but schooling them crossover thoughts. It's not training camp like October sports. Season's been started. Sam's goons shoot shadow targets. Got them thinking it's the shoes when they're the market. Got them thinking it's the booze and blunts you smoke. Got them thinking magazine monthly hip-hop quotes have the best lines. They can't test time. Rappers gets awards for MC best albums and best rhymes. I was the brush carrier with fades and waves. Didn't know that hairstyle was from the ancient days. Me doing the work for the Amazon matriarchal. Rapping hip-hop today is so patriarchal. Female MCs on the mic, I probably know 6. The game is like church and demigods, no woman on pulpits. We have to say what we must, sow some seeds, so we can grow strong trees with the bedsheet leaves. Deadbeat seas, most navigate with flows. I flow on papyrus beat boats as I write these scrolls, bringing back the hip-hop's constitutional fold. Even mics can't escape, catch a bruise when I hold. My paper trails leave them, soothe when I owe. Apply more science, never get booed when I flow. Cushion peng, not the kush when you see I blow. Flow for right years when my 3 eyes glow. And head and rapper inquisition. Pen mighty and the swords not even on ink we missing. What happened to the MCs? Ask yourself. What happened to the DJ? Ask yourself. What happened to the grapher? Ask yourself. What happened to the dancer? Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself. Yeah. Here we go, y'all. Yeah. It's livicated. Iron sheet. Kiss mama bye. I'm on the road to stardom. Turn back on the conscious road, no stardom. Just cause I'm an MC, I must be a fan. My faves growing up, S Blank, Cam and Sham. Intrepid styles, brass tacks. The whole Flemo Park, can't forget our tracks. Big Daddy KNC, Scoob and Scrap. Express myself like Ice Cube, no Raiders cap. 2CMP got me subliminally. Glancing through Dr. Ben books since 93. Paid no mind to that, into money and power. Shab and BB were giants, they top of the tower. Now I'm into cracking gats. Hats to the back in polo. Thanks G-Rap, Lord Finesse and Daddy IU fresh. Wanted Hirachis and Jordans with the mesh. Didn't self-destruct to get them, I just waited. Hearing Jeff transform as he cross-faded. Travel Fox and Buffalinos, suits of silk. Bumped into Bay Sport when I went to buy milk. He said no deal, I don't care like D. Leave that to me, she mom is my priority first. Heard Stop, Look and Listen, Love Light. Saw the Power album, loved Ice-T's wife. Digging through the crates, Diamond D, Master Ace. When 88.1 played Apocalypse and Ace. Deal with your case, LL kinda bad. Nowadays rappers show their chest cause they fag. Walls of posters, MCs and boasters. What's the boot camp crew chant before Estroshka? EFPMD brought Redman to me, Big L and Special Ed told me touch instead, cause he dropped the 50 MCs. All of my faves, I levocate this to MCs that's now in the grave. I like to levocate this to hip hop. The 5 elements, bun the ish hop. Giving respect, cause of you I made it. Big up the Black Dot, cause he helped us save it. I like to levocate this to the DJs. I like to levocate this to the dancers. I like to levocate this to the MCs. I like to levocate this to the graphers. With no positive influence, I love the like Carmen. All they do today is dances and collar popping. Won't guard or knuckle up, but quick to ice and grills. Today nursery rhymers by rapping Jack and Jills. Climbing up Stevens Hill to fetch a pail of water. Seeing girls dressed to it, I couldn't be my daughter. Ladies first is what Latifah used to say. Play the dyke and set it off cause the queen is gay. Nasty Nas was a rebel to America. Coming through the main source causing hysteria. In this track I'm not gonna name them all, cause they know who they are and I'm not trying to ball. Even if Jerry was bald, he's still God. You can't stop the prophet, Lord. Only Wu I bought was liquid sword. Onyx in the headphone when I stepped on the ball court. Used to shoot lots so they called me Trigger. Dunking on Euros when they called me nigga and thought. Even had a stint with Too Short and Tim Dog when head was called Rim Jobs. Monolith and us battled at Notre Dame. We still fam today.
Today will tell you that thousands of years ago, the black man in Africa was living in palaces. The black man in Africa was wearing clothes.
As we raise for a new day, give praise and acknowledge. The sun rays lift my black skin, turn solidly, absorbing the natural energy. Like the cocoa and yam crop flourish abundantly, like it was meant to be. Eating jelly plum until my gums are numb. But my brothers are still young, guess I should pick them some. I gotta share, but a shine without a bruise or blemish. Who would've known we would encounter a fate so hellish? Our strength is unprecedented from here to Kemet. Driven by righteous incentives, we innovative and inventive. My father does metal work, fire mold, metal goldsmith. Warrior tribe will survive if we stay close-knit. We lived our lives through good vibes until the wicked man that lied arrived. Offering bribes, waving guns and knives. They came from an ignorant nation, lacking pigmentation. Do you remember conversation or this confrontation?
The man in Africa had mastered the arts and the sciences. He knew the course of the stars in the universe before the man up in Europe knew that the earth wasn't flat. Then if the black man in Africa had reached such a high state of civilization so long ago, at a time when the people of Europe were crawling on their own fours.
When I must take me dead for nothing. Slave ship packed to the back, man in the fam stack, raving and fussing. Rave ran cussing out of when it's something. And my last part, my regiment, the map way is disgusting. Right now, I would love a man moving in this space. I'm losing my mind, I need space. Vomiting, it's stress up in the place, it was sickness. Gotta beg you reach, make haste. While we lie down, some cries die down. I do anything to see my village on my eyes now. Good grief for them mama shriek. It's like it's a bad something we ain't ready to see. Ain't nothing this deep since Moses led the Israelites out Egypt into the Great Red Sea. I'm saying, deep down these are the works of a sinister gender. Wicked in splendor, do you remember?
To make these people or enable these people to come out of the cave and come down into our civilization and take it over and hitch us to the plow. What happened? How did they do it? These are the things you should want to find out before you say hooray, hooray, hooray. Is that right or wrong?
I'm sitting on a branch of my mango tree, sucking a Julie. Saw a ship and tucking my jewelry. They moored the boat off the shore, it kinda moved me. This is the Mississippi River, not a slave movie. People looking like me, chain, ankle, and wrist. Paleo lift hit my bros and sis with whips. Not knowing better, thought I can't let this slide. Suddenly something that flew started burning my eyes. Kicks to my ribs, burning my sides. Plus no one knows that I'm gone. Birds sing a sorrowful song. Soon I'm shackled with them and the horror goes on. Walking for miles, winter weather burning my corns. Destination unknown, many died, those kept alive became property of the enemy tribes. Should I take my life? I couldn't decide. From master to a prisoner at the blink of an eye. Why?
How could so few white people rule so many black people? This is the thing you should want to know.
And we don't owe the game, not Not a dime or a penny, no henny for me. Rap is a butter knife, I'm a cutlass machete. No self-destruction, I'll leave you alone. Extra terror, I should make you phone home. Rappers getting pissed off and grabbing the chrome. We all in the same gang, this ain't a game, man. Business as usual, still unfinished. The lights of hip-hop will never see limits. To the old school, that turned new school mule. Sold out the vets to be a new fool. I like to live a cake that's the hip-hop. The 5 elements, bunda-ish hop. Giving respect, cause of you I made it. Big up the Black Dot, cause he helped us save it. I like to livicate this to the DJs. I like to livicate this to the dancers. I like to livicate this to the MCs. I like to livicate this to the graphers.
These people have it so locked that the mental influence of these agents, these people who are going out and telling you that you shouldn't be a free, open-minded Moor. You should be a Moor put in a box called Moor Science Temple. And that's all you are. The mental influence of these potential agents can be so strong that it can override one's natural instinct and ability to be free and think for themselves. Now, Noble Drew Ali told the Moors, think and save yourself. Noble Drew Ali told the Moors, think and save yourself, but these potential agents are trying to override your natural instinct and ability to think. Doesn't that mean that they're against the Prophet? If a Moor is going to come and say in 2 minutes, yo, over here is Morocco, and they're going to go for 2 hours debating this Moor, who's not part of their thought of what Moor Science Temple is. He's in his own realm as far as what Moor Science Temple is. And he put it on the record to them. Show how it is able to be called Al-Morocco on this side. They deny everything for 2 hours. Then their boy, who went on the record and said, forget those Moors in the temple, those guys are clowns. That's their boy, comes now and says, over here is Morocco in a different language, instead of the language that Al-Morocco is, and now they accept it. Potential agents using their mental influence to override you into thinking that you shouldn't be thinking. That those guys had the best thumbnail. They have 5 million views, so they must be right. Gone. They already got you. You too can be short-circuited and reprogrammed if you're not extremely careful of who or what media channels you interface with regarding real hip-hop in the year 2006. You too can be short-circuited. If you're not extremely careful, you think because somebody puts up some pictures of some black people or a head of a Moor or a pyramid or whatever, that they're in your best interest? Be extremely careful. Like, you know what extremely means, right? And you're careful. Then Noble Drew Ali told Moors, be careful. Because it's your own. Wearing turbans and fezzes or ankhs, or kufis, that's going to put you back in slavery. Remember, the agents are everywhere. So if you love real hip-hop and your cover is blown, then you are in grave danger. For all you new Moors with your eyes wide open, coming in, studying this information, you're going into stuff people never even read in 20 years in our community. You're finding these books, you're reading stuff, you're finding out. Everybody knows about that. We're Moors. We're not black and all that. Not Indians and Hebrew Israelites and all that BS. We're none of that. You're in grave danger. Because that's what nobody's supposed to find out. That stuff that you're finding out by studying as an open-minded, sponge-minded Moor. Water is knowledge and your mind is a sponge. Right? You, Moor, are in grave danger. Because these agents out here are going to do everything in their power to make you think that where you're at is not where you're supposed to be at. They have the way. You will follow them and be a minion of the Matrix, the Moortrix. The Matrix will stop at nothing to make sure that every black male from the age of 8 to 40 years old dresses alike, thinks alike, listens to the same music, and adheres to the same way of life. The Matrix will stop at nothing to ensure that every black female feels degraded, worthless, and that the black male is her primary enemy. However, you are different. You're way different because you're not going to be calling people black and all that. You're not going to be calling them out their name, things that they're not. Start with that you're different. Right? You new Moors with your eyes wide open that are spreading this information to others. The fact that you are presenting this information to others makes you a threat. Because this is the information that has been lacking, which puts our people in the positions of being degraded, right? Being a clone, that you dress like somebody, look like somebody, you listen to the same music everybody listens to, and adheres to the same way of life, sucking on bones of stuff. When you don't even have canines. Bones what? The mere fact that you have rejected the programming that has turned 99% of our youth into hip-hop drones means that you are an anomaly with the capacity to retain the strand of original hip-hop within your DNA. You've been a Moor. You know you've been a Moor. Something real deep down, ever since you were young, told you that, nah, I'm different. I'm not like these people out here. So yeah, you are different. And you're different because it's in your DNA. It's in your DNA that you are where you're supposed to be, even especially if you're looking at this right now. You're right where you're supposed to be. Right? In other words, you still have access to your detailed files about a time in hip-hop when the gods ruled. It means that you are immune to every radio station, right? So every dirty Moor that's out there, you're immune to what they say, because whatever they say doesn't even fit with your vibration. Whatever they say doesn't meld with you. It bounces off you because it's against your, it's not flowing in harmony with you. hip-hop magazine, and video show that attempts to erase your memory or scramble your DNA structure in an effort to close the gateway between hip-hop's past and hip-hop's future. It means that by the Matrix standards, you are the one. You are the one. And with an activated pineal gland that can clearly see beyond the illusion that is the construct, you are more dangerous than 1,000,000 of its agents. It also means that at this very moment, agents are coming to get you, and time is running out. Since time itself is an illusion. Isn't that? Did y'all hear about that? Did y'all hear about that? Since time itself is an illusion, it's easy for the Matrix to use it to alter the perception and the thought patterns of the youth who are 18 years old and younger, because they have been literally birthed into the construct. So Islam to all the Moors who are teaching their children about the truth, about their nationality and birthrights. They're teaching other people's children the truth about their nationality and birthrights, that they're not Negro, black, and colored. Because they were born into the construct. But, you know, if they have the right information, from the time of being brought into this construct, they don't have to worry about the construct having any effect on them. That Moors, they are Moors right now, their children's checking them on, hey, you just said nice. You're not supposed to say nice. Nice doesn't mean, why are you saying nice? Dad, mom. Checking them. Just like little sister checked her mom. Why you got that European hair and stuff like that? You're not no European. You think you're European? Girl, shut up, girl. You don't know what you're talking about. You're not black, you're brown. But then you have European hair. You, like, what's wrong with you? From the mouth of babes. Because they're born into the construct, they're also easily manipulated by the construct. Because they're part of it. So, you know, anything that the construct creates, they're going to jump on that before they jump on some foundation. Because they think that the construct is the reality. They think the Matrix, the Moortrix. Come in the Moorish Science Temple, say your prayers, and dress up, act like a Moor, but you're still black. The only thing you have to go to is Moorish Science Temple. They're grooming you to be older and then not be working for something other than Moorish Science Temple. That's it. There's no other businesses or nothing like that for. But Noble Jwali had Young Businessman's League and all that. There were different organizations, businesses or whatever, that these youth were being mentored by. That were Moors whose these businesses were. It's not just Noble Jwali alone had something to do with that. Right? The matrix of hip-hop is all that they know, and they will fight feverishly to defend it. The divide between the matrix and old school hip-hop or Zion must be kept because old school heads know the truth, that you youngsters are nothing more than slaves, and your sole purpose of existence is to keep this version of the matrix alive. The further we move from its origins, the easier it becomes to suppress and conceal the true knowledge of hip-hop. In a generation or two, the Matrix will be able to dismiss the gods who created real hip-hop in some sort of myth or urban legend because there will be no remnants of their existence if we don't find a way to preserve the history. not by words alone, but through practice. Right? Practice. Through, because if we're dealing with science, we're talking about experimenting. Right? We're talking about being in the lab. The lab is the mind. Workshop of the mind, the tools are mental. The practice. In order to preserve the history, you have to know it. You can't preserve what you don't know about. You can't be making the culture exist if you're not it. You have to be it. Because right now you're surrounded by a construct, a Moortrix, that has your mindset leading toward the Moortrix is not yours. The so-called aspects of the Moortrix are yours. None of it's yours. All of that is superimposed on a grander jurisdiction. That's your estate. That if you have no knowledge of your estate, you can't exercise as you have an estate. You'll be exercising as a renter when you're a landlord. All because, again, the matrix will be able to dismiss the foundation. So we are the living legends that are keeping this thing alive in the minds of everyone. You're not gonna claim nothing now, but don't worry about these Moorish Science Temple of America people and think being a Moor is based on that. Because you'll throw away your whole birthright thinking that that's what it's about, because you're seeing them do corrupt and you're seeing them do, lazy stuff, and you're seeing them do things that aren't in harmony with universal law and natural law. If you look out into the streets in 2006, you will see that the Matrix has successfully manufactured an army of wannabe MCs, producers, video hoes, mix DJs, ball players, street hustlers, and pimps who could care less about the origins of hip-hop. They just want to get paid. They are all potential agents. Make no mistake about it. It doesn't matter if they are your brother, sister, homeboy, husband, or wife. If they are not unplugged and armed with a fully activated pineal gland or sponge mind, then they are your enemy. Instead of knowledge, most of these potential agents are armed with demos in their pockets that could very well contain the access code needed for them to escape the hood and become full agents of the Matrix. That's the goal of many of our young warriors. But access has to be granted in the form of music that fits the criteria of the Matrix, which is violent and destructive. So don't worry, don't look at what Moors do standing up for their rights as violent or destructive. Look at Moors who see those Moors standing up for their rights, and instead of saying, hey, highwayman, why are you violating my brother or sister that's standing up for their rights? they're going to try to make you look like the people who are standing up for their rights are wrong and violent, and the quote-unquote police have a right to do whatever it is that they did, when they're really the destructive and violent ones, and the potential agents would never call out the Matrix. The potential agents would never say the Matrix is wrong. It's always going to be in favor of it. That's how you know. And remember, we're breaking it down from a different perspective so people could get the perspective. How big this is. The Matrix doesn't have to scan your retina or fingerprints to determine if you are hip-hop ready to become an agent. It simply has to place your CD into the hard drive of its mainframe located at any of its record companies, movie studios, or video shoots, or more science temples. Once the CD is placed into the hard drive of the Matrix and the information is screened, processed, and authorized, they become full agents of the mission. If they so choose to accept it, is to kill you. If your demo is rejected, it simply means that they have not received enough programming on how the Matrix operates, and they must return to one of its many mind control outlets like television, radio, movie theater, magazine, stand, for more training and await for further instructions. The mission of a hip-hop agent is to kill you with products like alcohol, bad information, which is one of the leading causes of death of black and Latino people in the hood. The mission is to kill you with cigarettes that cause cancer, meat and dairy products that destroy the body. The mission is to kill you with negative and destructive thought patterns, hip-hop ringtones that distract you from the universal tones. And the mission is to drain all of your resources so you become totally dependent on your oppressor. The mission is to spiritually kill you with religion. Now you must sit back and ask yourself, is my favorite rapper trying to kill me? Sit back and ask yourself, is your favorite conscious leader trying to kill you? Is your favorite conscious leader trying to steer your mind in a direction away from Zion or our salvation? Ask yourself. When you listen to them and they say contradictory things that you know are contradictory, and you still choose to listen to them, are you becoming a potential agent now? Are you starting to be steered because you're listening to this so-called leader tell you that somebody else being active with the information that he has, but he's not being active, and you're not questioning how come that leader is just saying, give me handouts, but conditions around aren't changing? As Moors who are active, we know. I get calls all the time, people saying, yo, you saved my life. I don't have his number, but tell Brother Mario Elbe that the stuff on his website saved my life. Tell Mother Anita that, that show last night, when she said that's whatever about whatever, I was going through that exact situation. And if I didn't stop what I was doing and listen to the show, I would have missed that. Tell her thank you so much for that. So we know as Moors that this changes people's conditions. We want to know how come nobody else wants their conditions to change. Why you want to be back in the Matrix and being a non-thinker, being a inactivated pineal gland, when you're supposed to be. You got feathers and turbans and stuff like that. You got Ankhs and you got Sankofa symbols and you don't know yourself? You're still trapped in the matrix? Supposed to be out of that. But don't blame them. Your compliance with the program makes you an agent of your own demise. This is the hip-hop art of war. And these agents will stop at nothing to strategically corner and destroy their enemy in all walks of life. We are the enemy, the ones who can see, but we are grossly outnumbered by those who feel that hip-hop belongs to the people who created it. And they're just protecting our way of life, when in fact they're protecting the very system that is destroying hip-hop. We may have lost the battle, but we can still win the war. Just as there are agents working for the Matrix, there must be double agents positioned inside of the construct, ready to assist us in our fight for freedom. One can only hope so, because in the year 2006, the war of words will escalate to new heights as the battle lines have been drawn in these end times of rhyme. But that's the end of the story. Let's go back to the beginning to see where it all went wrong. Matrix of Hip Hop, Decoded, right, by the Black Dot. I want to give thanks to the Black Dot for all of his work that he's been doing and continues to do in getting our people to get their pineal glands working again, but from the hip-hop perspective. And we give thanks to him, because without hip-hop Decoded, there would be no Moorish MC. Without hip-hop Decoded, there would be no Moorish MC. Trust that. Islam.
Nowhere to go.
Blue Break Beat Flores, ultimate breaks and beats. The way I was raised, you only held accountable for what you know. Check it, they try to tell me the original man, he wasn't born on this indigenous land. I give them pilgrims a hand, they be resilient when they building the plan. I got the skills to reveal it's a scam, so here I am. It's more of science, and the more you apply, the more these devils find it hard to deny. The more they won't even try it, the more they won't be stealing deeds and hide, because the Moors will be bringing the riot. Check it, they try to tell me that Osama was guilty for 9/11. They got filthy rich and bombed him to heaven. He wasn't armed, I was alarmed, because they killed him and killed all his brethren and set him at sea so nobody can see. They said Obama's not a citizen, shit is in disarray, cause they got innocent immigrants living in fear every day. They be shivering and slipping, these bitter politicians, and they be getting them to work for lesser pay. They try to tell me that the earth is alone in the universe, but we're the first to burst upon it, to use it, to birth the component. The moment that we surface, we knew we can work it. It serves its purpose, though these devils try to hurt it. They try to tell me they're no alien beings, but I'm the only alien they be seeing. But I ain't scary and green, the melanin be having scary and fleeing, because they fear that I'll appear in their dreams. Boom. They try to tell me serve the God of my enemy, scarring and killing me. Then they tell me God is a friend of me. Honestly, is it me? Do I need to honor my enemies? Deities who doing rituals to stop up my energy. They try to tell me that the voodoo that you do is doo-doo, but who do you call when the voodoo that you do is all you ever perform? Now they tell you that voodoo is wrong, but I bet it's strong. Am I cuckoo to mention at all? They tell my children that it's Adam and Eve, then Adam and Steve, but they don't say the Adam and we is adamantly divine, so the Vatican be just backing the priest and lying and attacking our seeds. They try to tell me that the balance of life can be preserved without me having a wife. I'm here to challenge the hype. I speak the truth, I'm not the arrogant type. You in the dark, I'm here to carry the light. Check it. They try to tell me that nobody is living in 2012, so you gotta be kidding. Too many delve with a cosmic opinion, but who the hell knows the proper intentions of the Mayans and what they forgot to mention? They try to tell me I was born on this planet, but damn it, to sample the granite from the spot that we landed in Kemet, and you'll understand it that they managed to damage our ability to ascend it. Now our spirit is stranded. They say the melanin will never be better or relevant than any devil who's excelling and dwelling in medicine to bring the terror in this era, but never again. Cause we are the beginning and know there is never an end. They say I'm mortal, but I live through the blood, I live through the stars, I live through the mud, I live through the bars. From portal to portal, I live through the planet on Mars, and I order will show you I'm royal, immortal, I'm God. They try to tell me that my skills are diminished, I'm finished, but I give a knock of the business. You be the witness, I'm packed to the finish, and you know the top is the limit. You couldn't stop it if I cocked it and spit it. They try to tell me I'm too old to flow, I'm too old to blow, but I be done stole a show, going toe to toe. You don't wanna go see dough with this older pro, oh no, so now you know.
Sounds of Black Dot Radio. You're listening to the sounds of Black Dot Radio.